In this module, we'll look at excess HSA contributions. Contributions to an HSA that are greater than the annual contribution limits are referred to excess contributions. Any money going to the HSA from the employer, the individual, anyone else, the transfer of money from the IRA counts against the maximum contribution. And in some cases, people, because they lost eligibility, or maybe there was a wellness program that had an incentive as to a HSA contribution, they actually contributed too much. Take a look at these excess contributions, how to handle them. So correcting excess contributions prior to the tax filing, really there's no harm, no foul. There's no penalties for correcting excess contributions prior to filing one's tax returns. The individual simply withdraws the excess contribution by the tax filing date and works with that HSA provider custodian to pull that money out. Now there'll be a form that'll be needed to be completed. In addition, there'll be a fee that the HSA provider will charge, typically in the area of about $25, $30. Now, after the tax filing deadline, it's a little more complicated. Now, getting past the tax filing deadline seems somewhat difficult to do, and the fact is that you'll have plenty of support from your HSA provider to be able to go online and to see how much you contributed, and there's a form 8889, which we'll talk about in a little bit, that you need to complete. So getting past the tax filing deadline seems a little difficult to do, but if you did have a situation where there was an excess contribution, the individual can leave that money into the HSA and they pay a 6% penalty per year until the money's been withdrawn. The second approach is that if it's been found within 6 months of the original tax filing, or after the deadline for the tax filing, that the individual did contribute too much into their HSA, they can do an amended tax return for that. If you still have questions with regards to this module, please email us at info@accesspointhsa.com.